Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning everyone. Welcome to Keynote Session 3 and my name is Tengku Azminda Engku Ibrahim from Universiti Malaysia, Terengganu. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are delighted to have Dato Rozano Saad as our speaker. He is a site director from Venator Asia Sendirian Berhad, and Dato Rozano will be talking about the role of technology innovation towards sustainable development. Before we invite him, let me briefly introduce our keynote speaker. Dato Rozano was born on 18 May 1957, graduated with a degree in Mechanical Engineering from University College of Swansea, United Kingdom in 1980. He started his career with the ICI Group as a design engineer and later became an operations engineer. He joined Huntsman in 1989 to design, construct and commission the titanium dioxide pigment plant in Terengganu and was appointed as a site director in 1996. He joined Shell as a managing director of the refinery in 2009 and Petronas in 2015 as the head of downstream business excellence. He then joined Venator, that is formerly known as Huntsman previously, in 2019 as a site director. And Dato Rozano leads a very healthy and active life, and he's an avid cyclist, a marathon runner, and one of the most interesting part about our speaker is he's a mountain climber. He scaled several mountains, including Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. And due to his broad knowledge, he has been featured in 2 management books that are Primal Leadership on Emotional Intelligence and Manufacturing Excellence on Make Common Sense Common Practice. Sustainable development is the idea that society must live and meet their needs without depletion of natural resources. Sustainable development encompasses all aspects of environmental stewardship, social development, and economic progress. To achieve sustainable development, the role of technological innovation is required. the talk from Venato Asia today will give us some insight on technological innovation at Venato Asia and how the sustainable development is maintained by the industries. And technological innovation has helped Venato Asia to reduce the environmental footprint at source, compete in sustainable markets, and their innovative products produced at the same time would help us to reduce our environmental footprint. And I think without further delay, I would like to invite Dato Rozano Saad for his keynote lecture. And I think we can start, and the floor is yours, Dato. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just to check, I hope you can see my slide. Is everything, can you see my slide? I just want to confirm.
I cannot see your slide, Dato.
Bismillah. Just give me a second.
Okay, no problem, Dato. Take your time. I can see your face, but not your slide.
No, I cannot take my time. Yeah. It was okay. And I mean, while waiting, I will just mention how critical is sustainability is. And
Okay, I can see your slide.
I must say, my mother. Can you see the slide?
Yes, perfect, Dato.
Can you see the slide?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's perfect, Dato.
Okay, good.
Okay, nice.
So I was going to say, my mother, who is now 92, always remind me, sustainability is at the hereafter. It is, it is not on earth. But of course, we have that responsibility to look after what is given to earth in preparation for the eternity, which is sustainability into the hereafter. And that's something which I've been upholding ever since I was a student, and of course to appreciate the gifted, the design, the perfect design of the Allah Subhanahu wa Taala on what is meant for mankind. And that actually motivated me in a lot of things that I do, not just in industry, but also mankind and me personally. And I will inshallah stay as healthy as I can, because this is an opportunity for us to give our best while looking after the earthly stuff before our journey into total sustainability or eternity into the hereafter. So that's my opening. So in terms of goal, I think some of you may have seen this. When we talk about sustainability, especially in manufacturing or business, it's got to be driven by many factors. Of course, in manufacturing, we will make sure that the business case is there in the first place, and not to forget there are other elements to make sure that we create this sustainability in where we exist when it comes to operation, in this case in Malaysia. And Veneto Asia Pacific used to be called Huntsman, was built in 1989. So it's been more than 40 years in operation. We have expanded. We have continuously generate a core product. These are basically raw material that we use to make our main product, which is white pigment. All of you, all the audience use white pigment one way or another, the makeup, the paint, the shirt, the gloves. So all of us use it is in proportion to the commodity and population of the earth. As long as there are human, there will be pigment. And of course, later on, I will show how sustainability have actually enriched a lot of not just Veneto, but also the people who supply the raw material, and then now later the co-product that we generate. I want to show you one of this picture, which is, this is the final discharge point. Whatever we use, whatever we process, this is EIA approved by DOE. This is the final discharge point. It has been like this for the last 40 years. And I'm Alhamdulillah, I think the team in Veneto feel proud. This is our private beach, by the way. We have the right of way where the discharge point is tunnel into this discharge point. And this is an area where we measure our element of environment sustainability. Yes, we want to make money, but at the same time, to be sustainable, we want to make sure the people, the fishermen, the villagers, the student, the suppliers, grow together with us. And for the last 40 years, I must say, Alhamdulillah, there's a lot of growth, not just in terms of enhancement into Veneto, but also, as I say, the community. And we are now into the second generation of the operators in the plant, and we want to stay that way. Our goal is to make sure this site, this plant, operate to its best, and then achieve all the milestone in sustainability. And I can't not to share this Tiger Bay. It is called Tiger Bay. There are big cats in this area, but not big tigers. But we can see a lot of these big cats, black in color, on the beach. So so this is a picture of what we take or what we do. We take sample every year. It used to be twice per year, but because of the nature of the findings at the seabed, the number of fishes, the species that have emerged in this Tiger Bay discharge point, we share this with the DOE. We invite the public to gather at the Tiger Bay and then share the information, the real fishes that we catch, to depict that we are serious about environment. eh? And I still remember in the early days, because I was the one of the many who designed and construct and commissioned this plant. There were a lot of skepticism by the villagers and also by the state. Well, the authorities wanting to make sure that we comply in terms of its sustainability. So there were stories like, we're going to kill the fish. The durian kijal will all be limited because there will be smoke coming out from the huntsman plant. But Alhamdulillah, the durian are still there. The fishes are even more, and we feel proud. We feel proud, and whoever as this audience who are interested to go to the Tiger Bay, just give me a call, and I will make sure that you will see what I'm trying to say. And what you see there are the divers. Divers are basically Veneto staff. We have 60 divers, recreational, but of course we take this opportunity to go underwater, take sample in line with the contractors and the consultant who took the sample, because this has got to be properly done in accordance to the EIA ever since before the plant was commissioned. In fact, Bantic survey started before the plant was built, and then during construction, during commissioning, and then continuously, even though we have expanded uh, in our product choice of product in the plant. Uh, of course, you can take down notes and then you can ask me question. If you feel it is urgent, you can ask immediately. Otherwise, we'll save it towards the end. So this is in a simple, I would say, pictorial. Our main product is pigment. It is used for making glove. All the KKM and the frontliners who use to protect themselves from managing COVID-19 use our pigment. What it does is it create opacity. So light will not go through, and then you have opacity, and we can add colors to the specific need of our customer. And you can see all the peel casing is got pigment. The M&M chocolate is got pigment. So that's our main product. Paint, of course, and pigment powder, white powder, 0.2 micron. It is very fine, but it is used to make all those products that I've mentioned. So there will also be co-product. When we built this plant, we had in mind of the complete recycling. And of course, over the years, we have managed to hit our milestone in making sure the remaining co-product gets developed and then commercialized. But of course, we got to have a plan, and I will talk I will share with you what that plan is. Um, and then we have the raw materials, which is coming from used to come from Australia. We can now it's from India or even Russia or China, which is amang, the black ore. And then we have sulfuric acid. We create business to CSAN, and this is where the challenge of managing the waste of sulfuric acid, which I will share later, and of course water, electricity, and natural gas. Okay, uh, you can see in the next slide. This is I don't want to make it that complicated, but you can see the green direction and arrows indicate that it is currently. So in other words, the white pigment is in the in this location, or in the slide. It is in that form. You can see white pigment is fluffy, and then because we use acid, and then we neutralize the remaining acid with lime and limestone, it will produce red gypsum, and then the ore or the ilmenite that TiO2 is being extracted, we will have iron, and then we now producing copperous or iron sulfate, and you can see the product is I mentioned earlier on. We have the paint, plastic, inks, medical, etc., etc., and these are our main product on the right hand side. But because we neutralize the spent acid, and then it has got iron, Fe. Some are insoluble, some are soluble. That iron, once neutralized, it becomes red gypsum, and then red gypsum, of course, can be converted to uh, white gypsum, which is what we are doing now. We are selling our gypsum to the cement plant, and again, the cement plant makes cement, they make houses, and for all of us. And the iron is extracted in form of copperous. This is a very interesting development in the last couple of years. Copperous or iron sulfate in Europe, in the UK, is being used for water treatment. Of course, now in Malaysia we use alum. I don't want to debate about the disadvantage of alum. I mean, that's another subject by itself. But copperous is natural. It is used to treat the water before it becomes usable, clean, purified. And I must say here, all these core products, red gypsum and copperous, we don't work alone. I'm always excited when I meet students, meeting professors who study either chemistry or even engineering for that matter, and I would approach them and sit down and what is their goal, what is that they want to achieve in their academic research, and we have done that ever since we commissioned, and therefore we have this plan. But I must highlight here, when it comes to corporates, I'm not sure whether Prof is here. So the development that we did was with a team of a university professor, uh, Professor Sanya, and what we have done is over the last 2-3 years, there is a group of team under that leadership. She's very aggressive, and I like. She's very imaginative, and I like that. Professor Safia will actually propose idea, and this is what I like about academician. They create healthy challenge with the industry. They don't just listen to us. We have to listen to them, and that's the beauty, because that's where the new development comes in. And this idea about corpus would be used in water treatment has been developed, has been tested, and Alhamdulillah, we are seeing some very good positive. But of course, it got to go through the authority and certified, etc., etc. So we are into that process at the moment. But I must take this opportunity to congratulate University of Terengganu, and Professor Safia is key, instrumental in this. And then there's another professor that helped us with the red gypsum, is Dr. Rusdi. I mean, he used to be our trainee. I mean, this is the thing about, we take an intern or practical student, but once they got involved in operation, in addition to wanting to achieve their academic milestone, in this case, Professor Rusdi is the one that developed soil conditioner, which is coming from red gypsum. I'll talk a bit more on that. So this is where we are, and the water treatment is looking good. And then what treated water goes to the Tiger Bay. This is a Tiger Bay. I think you saw that. And we are also recycling some of our acid, back into the plant. We have a process. In other words, what goes in will be optimized. Effective use of raw material. And we also have Tenaga Nasional that is now working with us in trying to be more efficient with us. And of course, electricity is mandatory. And then gas is coming from Petronas. Just on gas, we are the first customer of Petronas in the East Coast at that point of time. So and until now, we use that gas for our combustion, for our treatment, and for making pigment that has to go through subject to 1000 degrees C before it becomes a white pigment. So these are the next few slides. I just photo because I believe picture tells more. It doesn't have to be 1000 word. Maybe it's more than 1000 word, or a million. So you can see the and this what we did was this year the breeze soil. The breeze soil is in the coastal of Terengganu. They are basically not used because of the salty, sandy, less ingredient for growth. So what we have done, if you look at this, is barren. It's just like sandy soil. I'm sure some of you. And after putting some soil conditioner, we call it Carbogy. It's just a name that we want to make sure people understand what it is. And this is what it looks like. The same spot, slightly different angle because here it's got a mountain. And at the same time, we have done a series of tests from just simple grass that it is conditioned the soil and it can grow something into vegetable. And then we have worked together with UPM, Mardi, and this is the beauty of trying to achieve sustainability, because there's a lot of parties can play a part in seeing the big picture, seeing the integrated picture, including the authorities. And the authorities has been very helpful. We cannot compromise to standard on EHS, but they are the one who stop and advise us what needs to be tweaked, what needs to be improved, and we've been doing that. So I've been enjoying, and one of the reasons why I come back to Veneto, I've literally, I'm supposed to be retired after Petronas, but I find it is exciting. I think this is my bit in contributing to sustainability, and inshallah, it will benefit not just Veneto, people who are associated and working together with us. And that's my personal goal. But it's not just personal, but I depict that shadow, that aspiration to all my management team and people on site, because we have to enjoy working in a chemical plant. Yes, there are challenges, but at the same time, I know of youngsters who would be very selective where they go to because they want to go to a clean process. Example, nothing wrong, but this is a place where, because I believe happiness, work-life balance is a component to sustainability of retaining people. That's another aspect of sustainability. Not only we develop them, we give them job, but we want them to enjoy. And I think leaders are responsible for that. And then we have students who are excited to get their degree or their PhD. We play our part, we work together. And again, that's part of sustainability. It's not just money making, it is for the good of mankind, inshallah. Okay, so this is on Kaboji. And the next slide, okay, I want to start with this. You can see the UMT team. We have got this team because we have done a lot of testing on water treatment and also POME. Later I'll talk about POME. And we literally put coppers in the various stages of the plant. In this case, it was Chirul plant. We worked together with the UMT and the SATU, Syarikat Air Terengganu. And in fact, we had I must say this, the professor Safia and of course the team, they actually berkemah dekat this natural plant because they are so passionate. And we got our guys making sure safety is there. And I feel proud. I salute them. I mean, these are the kind of leaders, in fact, future bigger leaders who are so passionate in what they do, and they're now translating into result. We are into that process now. Alhamdulillah. I must again, it's not just thanking. It is something they will leave behind, especially in corporates, for the greater good of mankind in Malaysia. Especially kalau all the mak saleh, sorry to use that word, in Europe, they've already been using it for many years. And this is a lot cheaper. And again, it's not about just the money. It is cheaper. In fact, otherwise it'll be a waste. Nobody use it. By the way, copperas Nippon is used for animal feed. And I think you saw the picture of the chicken, ayam, animal feed because of the iron supplement. So it's already consumed, and of course we all eat ayam, and it is I must say again, is halal certified. Okay, so we are serious about certification. Our pigment is halal. Our co-product is halal because it starts from a passionate group of people who wants to leave behind ilmu, knowledge, again for the greater good of mankind. And that's why we are trying to create in this sustainability. We want to enjoy achieving this sustainability, not to forget the real sustainability is the akhirat. But we got to do our best. Okay, right. So the next slide is pome. Pome is a palm oil effluent, and this is the I don't want to say negative things about what happened, but actually the discharge goes to the river, and we've been working with locations where pome is there. We basically, before it discharge go into the river, it uses our corpus, and out comes into the river clean water. And we got plenty of corpus. And again, this is at its final stage. And you can see sustainability at the end of the day, water is one of them. We are lucky. Despite Selangor tak ada air, we still got plenty of water. And there are countries like Singapore do not have their own water. But here, we can only enhance and for the betterment of what the fresh water from the river, and that's what we've been working. And once again, I salute UMT, Professor Safia, and I hope I'll meet her very soon. So this is where we stand opposite sustainability. And I want to go back to this slide. If you imagine that what you heard about Veneto is within the realms of what is within our control, the feedstock, the operation, the so-called non-product that becomes eco, and then we try our best to recycle in whatever form, whether it go outside or whether it goes back to the plant. And I'm visualizing. I think this is one aspect where a higher institution perhaps is an opportunity. I visualize in a country to have sustainable a plan. It's got to be replicating what a typical industry has. If you know what I mean. In other words, by now we should know how many minerals and raw material is imported into the country. Where do they go after that? So if Veneto is a miniature of a country, I'm visualizing Malaysia as a country should have its own flow diagram, because then with the authority, and this is my own. I've shared this with a lot of people, including Prof. Safia. It is an opportunity for us to be accountable to the nation. So in other words, if this miniature Veneto, simple, no rocket science sustainability plan, can be seen like a country with oil and gas, with chemicals, with textile, with timber, then the definition of sustainability exists as a country. But of course, every plant, every manufacturing site play its own role. But then the balance of what is extra, what is not enough, has to be seen in one big picture. That's my, I mean, I'd love to see one picture for Malaysia. You know, we talk about sustainable. We don't want to cut the timbers left, right, and center. Yeah, we can still cut. We don't want to be polluting the rivers. And we know where they come from. And this is where, if the big picture is there, the sequence of priority and importance of gaining approval can be in a manner. This is my view. I've shared this with some authority. But if there's one area in any institution who is excited about sustainability, I'd love to see that maybe start with one pager. Where are we on the balance of industry as a whole in this country? Yeah. So I thought if I were have the time to do research and do a bit of development on data gathering. I think I'll personally I'll be interested to start off something, and that will help everybody. That will help the DOE. That will help the MOA. That will help even DOSH, because they know where their bid or we don't have enough of this in Malaysia. Invest from wherever, and then that's where MITI comes in. And then of course we control the technology, the safety, the environment. So it becomes a very holistic, and it's never be perfect, but that vision has to be there. And I love Malaysia. Even though I support Premier League, I don't support Manchester United. They're going to change their manager anyway. So yes, so I enjoy the sustainability. So I've spent about 25 minutes. Or perhaps, sorry, half an hour. And these are my key slides. My key slide. I don't want to go into detail, but if you have specific detailed question, I'm always excited to share views. And again, I like this kind of forum because I want to hear something different. I want to hear something challenging for all of us to play our part in sustainability. And there are a lot of technology for application, for example. And I always listen to some of these potential application of technology, but I look at higher institution as the potential, the brain of the country in making our country a better place. Be it you work in an industry or you become a consultant, doesn't matter, but you see the big picture. So I will probably take a pause here for any question anyone may have.
Thank you, Dato.
Anybody?
Anybody who have any
Yes.
questions? It's such an interesting talk from Dato's. So we welcome the floors to any questions from the audience.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
I have one question. Thank you, Dato, for very enthusiastic talk. I'm interested to know about that carbon GI. How it works.
Kaboji, yes. Okay. Yeah.
How it works to
Kaboji, yes.
alter the breeze soil, because I have a friend in UMT who is working on this breeze soil. How do you turn it into a better planting?
Okay. In simple, so can I get your name, please?
Mariam, Dato.
Can I get your name, please?
Mariam from UMT.
Sorry?
Mariam Taib from UMT, Dato.
Okay, Mariam, can you, Dr. Mariam, can you finish your question? Sorry, I interject too soon.
Okay, about the Carbo GI just
So basically
now,
your question is
how does it work?
we,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, how does it work?
Yeah.
So again, this is where our vision, I'm trying to explain. This is where our vision of, if we have two raw material or we have two base soil, one has got A component, the other one has got B component only, and then you have C and then B and C. what we're trying to appreciate is, from a state government perspective, there is a lot of areas in Terengganu, I mean, certainly in Pahang, any coastal road, a coastal area, where it is underutilized. Okay, that's the goal.
Yeah.
So what it does is, uh, uh, red gypsum contains a lot of those ingredients that is essential for the soil. And I mean, I can connect you to the expert. So what we have done is we have taken samples of the location and the breeze, and do lab analysis in trying to understand what makes a soil fertile or not fertile, especially in the coastal area. eh. So the composition in the red gypsum, it's got a lot of things. It's got iron. It's got traces of elements. And then that's why we call it carbogy. We add carbon. I think it's 5%, just to make sure the nutrients and that carbon element is sufficient. And this is where the professor, Dr. Rusdi, is expert in, because he has started even when he was a trainee, an intern in Huntsman at that point of time. So in short, we will. There are two parts. One is to create a soil conditioning over a period of time. We are going for four season. We don't have summer or winter, but we want to wait for rain, dry, etc., etc. And we have started, and we're still collecting data. We want to see the impact on underground water. Example, we want to confirm its fertility and what it can handle, what it can grow. For example, even though we have tested on vegetable, and then we have worked with Mardi and UPM in this case in making sure the vegetable that we grow, it is under control condition, that it is actually fit for consumption. I think this is where the MAFI and the MOE comes, and then we have the state, we have the federal bodies. We have met a lot of people, and what I like about that composition is there are the team that make sure the standard is there, because when it comes to MAFI, we have to comply. But at the same time, we don't want to just grow vegetable. We want to make the soil fertile, and then we have grasses, and it becomes a different environment. So we have two phases: the breeze soil, soil conditioner, and then the vegetable for consumption. And that is our trial at the moment, and it is still now sitting with the authority. We've had several discussions, and I have been enjoying it. I think we have created an opening for Malaysia to be very clear about standards. There are some countries that's got standards. In fact, we are the pioneer in Malaysia, and then at the same time we are complying to best practice. But of course we have to wait for a period of time until all the data. But so far so good. So far there is no stopper. But we just want to satisfy various authorities who have different views, and we respect that, and that's where we are now. Eventually, it is for vegetable for consumption, inshallah. So that's
Thank you very much,
a high level. But if you want to go into detail, you please contact me.
Okay, thank you, Dato. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Any other question?
Yeah, any further questions from the audience?
Assalamualaikum Datuk. Saya Hakim. Boleh dengar saya ke?
Boleh dengar Hakim. Jelas.
Boleh, okey.
Yes, Hakim.
Datuk, saya nak tanya sikit. Sebab Datuk ni orang kata daripada industri, business, orang kata kan, how do you make
Yes,
it
Dr. Hakim.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you make it sustainable lah between, macam mana nak cakap, orang business, industri, profit is something quite important lah, because you run the company, the business kan. at the same time you want it to be a sustainable, very positive trait lah orang kata. How do you make it balance? Sometimes you want to make orang kata macam
Oh, yes.
research. It
Very
requires
good
money. It requires money and sometimes it doesn't bring back good money back to you.
Very good
Sometimes.
question. Very
Very
good
good
question.
question,
Thank
yes.
you, Dato.
Thank you, Dr. Hakim.
Very good question. I think this is where the true meaning of sustainability have got to be fully understood. And nothing wrong if it is partially understood by some. And we have our shareholder, we have our goals of the commercial value. But being a site director, the person in charge of delivering the shareholder expectation, mainly on commercial, but at the same time, they are also driving sustainability. So there will be situation in some of these projects that it is not financial driven altogether. No. And because to me, and I think this is shared with Venator leaders, there are certain, I give you an example. The red gypsum, Kaboji, I mean, we don't want to make money out of Kaboji. Of course, we don't want to lose. But at the same time, the benefit it will give to the state government, and then we can free up our area. We can expand, build another plant, example, and it will grow. So there are times where the strategy need not be commercial all a while. It can be even development of people adopting schools, and helping the needy people. Uh, we don't make money out of them, but we feel that's our responsibility. And this is why I like about Veneto, because the vision of sustainability is from the top. But then I got to deliver the business goal, no problem. But sustainability starts from the top. So to answer your question, yeah, there will be some that is not totally commercial driven, but then we have to see how it fits into the integrated of the whole sustainability. So no problem. Dr. Hakim, I think I know you. You're always smiling. That's one thing about you, Hakim.
Thank you, Dato. Thank you.
So it's a non-issue. It's a non-issue. Something we always open to discussion, and work together, and see the bigger picture.
Great, thank you, Dr. Hakim. Any more
Any
questions?
other
I
question?
think yes.
Assalamualaikum, Dato.
Salam lah.
Dr. Sophia here.
Alhamdulillah.
Apa khabar?
Okay, apa khabar? Alhamdulillah. Okay, first of all, I would like to give you a very big thanks to Dato and also the Venator team due to this, collaboration since 2018, I think. And we from ESMRIG feel very happy with this collaboration. Inshallah, we will do the best to put this collaboration into something that will give a very big output. Okay, my question, is there any chances for Veneto Russia to build up in an integrated plant one day? Means we can implement the industrial ecology in Malaysia. It's like something like Veneto
Oh yes.
Huelva or
Oh yes.
Scarlino.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I think you're right. To share the vision is important, and I think you're one of the few that always challenge the vision, which is good. And I think for the benefit of people who may not know how imaginative Prof. Safia is, she is so passionate that she would come to the plant and go to our lab and get on with it, and then go to the canteen and eat all her by herself. So I know you're enjoying it, Doc and Prof. So yes, to be able to share the vision is very important. And we can be in the authority, for example, we can be in the money making. But I like each time when people share about bigger picture and aspiration and vision. Because sustainability is about making it clear to in the country, or if not for the industry, what is that vision. And I think you are part of our journey in realizing the vision. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dato.
Okay.
Very interesting talk.
Any further
Yes.
question? I mean, it can be anything. It can be sustainability of the mind. One of the since we're waiting for question, personally I believe I love working with people. There are many types of style, and there's no right or wrong because people have got different views and different way of managing, different leadership style, and that's why in my leadership journey, I mean, the primal leadership of emotional intelligence is close to my heart. That book. So the point I'm trying to say, in working, there is the technical bit which we have talked about, risk soil, copperus, carbogy, it's all technical. But each time when we engage with people, especially the leaders in Veneto, we want to be able to also engage the emotion. We really want to appreciate, because everybody has got their own cita-cita, their own ambition. It's not just what on paper, not the number, the volume, or the spec. I mean, that's one aspect. But to be able to engage, I'll use the word emotionally. Emotionally, that will add the power of sustainability, whether or not we are successful in one go or we have challenges along the way. Because that's what it is. Working together, respecting each other, and then appreciating we are all different. But I've been blessed to meet a lot of people from this university. So I believe that is a key ingredient to sustainability, which is all about people and happiness and etc. So I thought I want to insert that because that's something which makes me feel energized. And my mother is my mentor, uh, and she always remind me of the hereafter sustainability. But I'm here to lead, to work together, and for the new generation to benefit into the future. And I enjoy doing that. It just makes me feel so good. Yes, we have challenges. Okay, I just thought I want to insert that element of sustainability. Back to facilitator. Any question?
Yes. Any questions? I love
Uh,
the
You can ask any
sustain.
question.
Yes.
Any
Any.
question.
I love the term that sustainability in this world and hereafter. So that's basically our main goal, apart from all those things that we do.
Yep.
Right. So, any more
Yep.
questions?
Exactly.
Um, I've been thinking one thing, Dato. Apart from your busy schedule, how do you manage between
Yep.
your life, your work life balance between you and your family? So yeah, it's quite.
Okay.
I think it's quite hard actually. So
You want me to share?
yes,
Yeah, I mean, that is
yeah.
also
I just
sustainability.
curious to know. Yes.
Alhamdulillah, I have four grandkids. Uh,
Alhamdulillah.
I'm staying with my wife in Kijal.
Okay.
She has her own car. So there's something about work-life balance. I have
Mhm.
not to say my own definition. Work-life balance starts in the mind. Here in Veneto, we have created environment where people can go cycling together. Going
Okay.
to, I think the furthest we went is, actually we went to Penang many years ago. We, we will talk about anything, including work, because that is the beginning of a work-life balance. That there are people who will just say, "Don't disturb me. It is Thursday. Switch off. Don't call me." But there are not many in Veneto of that kind, because we enjoy
I see.
the work-life
Okay.
starts. The work-life balance start at the workplace. We can telecon with our ustad, and the wife will dial in. So that is a
Mhm.
balance. So once that baseline is there, um, um, of course we respect each other's core job and weekends and taking leave. It becomes so natural. It becomes, and I believe in giving more than taking. Kita kata apa, give and take. But actually here, we want to give more. There'll be so much, nobody will take. There will be people who take. So that is another element of work-life balance and sustainability. Why? Because if we take more than we give, it is not sustainable. People will get upset. So mengalah. Kalau semua mengalah, kita bagi work-life balance dah start dah dekat tempat workplace. So that's my experience living in a working work-life balance.
Setuju. Dato, I think the key is that you give your best lah, kan, and then you will get the best from the rest lah. Untuk dapat work-life balance and things like that lah. So
I remember climbing not Kilimanjaro, another mountain, and my boss in Houston will do a telecon because it is part of the business. So I just say, okay, let's talk. I got a telecon with my boss in Houston. But that's okay. As opposed to, boss, don't disturb me. I'm having a recreational activity. So I created that, alhamdulillah, in Beneto. But of course, there are limits that we respect each other, because respect each other, again, create that fertility, passion to give the best. And it is an ingredient to sustainability. It is not just material stuff. It's all that encouragement, motivation, helping others. So that's in a nutshell what work-life balance linked to sustainability.
don't mute your boss. Okay, please take your boss call wherever you are.
Sorry?
No, I say just work-life balance is something that I think, yes, I agree with you that we must respect each other lah. So it will be, maknanya secara semula jadi macam tu lah.
Yep.
So itulah. Anyone ada
Any other
apa-apa
question?
soalan lagi?
Any question?
Yes. Any question? You can ask anything kepada Dato.
Assalamualaikum, Dato. Can I ask you one question?
Yes, please.
Waalaikumsalam.
Nama saya Sufyan from UMT. Right now, I'm doing my attachment program with the industry.
Carry on.
But of course, my field of study is different with you, Dato. What I can see from the industrial perspective, the deadline or the time is goal for them. I can see that the day-to-day basis is what they are looking for in order to fulfill the time requirement by the client. So my question is, what do you see? Because I'm a lecturer, because lecturer, our working lifestyle and the industrial people, they are looking at the different time frame. Lecturer, probably we need to extend like 1 year to do one job, one single job. But in industry, we need to have like 1 month or 2 months to finish one single job. So what's your point on this? Yeah.
No problem. I like this question because it's not you asking me the question. Even my own engineer manager asked me the question. Because some of us are Speedy Gonzalez, work very fast. Some of them need more time. Before I answer that question, we have done our own analysis of the workforce in Beneto. If you remember, if you visualize, there are the 4 quadrants. The north is people want get on with it. The south will analyze. And then yang east will mix what they analyze with result and move. And then the one on the west is they want new ideas. We are equally distributed in any workforce. That's the rule number 1. Jadi to answer your question, in fact, I is considered as orang tak sabar. Why? Because I just want to move on. But I can also coach people. So back to your question, though, which is very interesting. Usually, in a lecturer industry situation, in trying to strike a common journey or goal, in this case, sustainability, I normally would, I don't dispute the way people think, the way lecturers think. I would listen. Yes, they got different style of working. I would actually spend maybe half an hour or even 1 hour, sit down, understand, and then I would chart. I would put it on a piece of paper the various study, the various trial, the various maybe conclusion, or the various experimental design that one have to go through, example. And then, of course, from me, there is a business goal. And remember, sustainability is not just about money. So that includes interfacing with professors and motivating. So once it is put on a chart, I give you an example. If the professor will say, I need 8 months to get this result out, I would then ask, in that 8 months, what exactly is happening? So dia dah jadi macam a bit more detailed, granular, and then I will not force the timeline. I will just say, oh, so you need just to take the sample, you need 1 month. Example lah, it's not about UMT. We have this on other parties at the same time. Sometimes then I say, why do you need 1 month just to take 2 sample? Example. Well, I would be surprised. I didn't know that they are waiting for certain circumstances. Then I learned something. But then on the other hand, if there's no good reason why it takes 1 month, can it be a different time frame? So that discussion though is where the merging of academician dengan industry. So don't worry, you will soon see our goal, and we will see your goal, and your goal is my goal, because I don't want you to be qualified or you got your PhD, but then I wonder where will you be working. I think about professors and where eventually they will be. But most professors, most lecturers, they can add value in industry, and that's where the bridging, the discussion has to be, and the discussion is about the working style, the time frame differences. Maybe one day I can visit UMT. We can have a discussion on this. Not so much specific carbogy or corpus, but it's really aligning the way we think. So I respect your view, and I've gone through this on many occasions. So it's a non-issue.
Thanks a lot, Dato.
Okay. Any other question?
There's a question inside the chat box asking about how do you think collaboration can be improved, and one can be done to encourage more industries and in universities to seek out each other. So I think similar to what you answered just now.
Similar.
Yes, very similar.
Here, how do we encourage?
Yes.
I think we just have to meet.
The linkage
We have to
between.
meet. We have to visit. Kadang-kadang orang manufacturing ni, dia macam tak nak terima visitor yang to them is not so-called value adding. I disagree with that kind of management in any industry. I welcome anybody, because the least we can do is to open up both parties' view that will take us into a different level of performance. And that's why I'm still learning. That's why I enjoy learning. So I believe in that. Because in the end, all mankind is designed to give their best, and the Almighty knows that best.
One more question, Dato, daripada chat.
Okay.
How do you see effect of pandemic COVID towards our graduate quality?
For us, because we make a PPE, I think KKM is, or not just KKM, all the frontliners is using pigment coming from us that make all the PPE. But in terms of, I turn it the other way around. Please don't categorize me as whoever. I love to see data to draw insight. So that's me. I will believe in this organization. Veneto is a data-driven organization. We don't make decision on gut feel and imagination. It's got to be data-driven, and that's what I like about Prof. Safia punya data. It is revealing. So is Kaboji. It's so revealing. So back to your question too. It is a subject by itself. I don't want to go into that space of arguing, but I believe in data.
Okay, thank you,
Cukup,
Dato. Okay.
Dia tak payah cakap
Any
pasal.
more questions?
Yes.
One more question, I think. Tak ada dah.
Tak
Ada
apa,
lagi.
tak tanya lagi. I think we still have a couple of minutes.
We have another few minutes.
Yeah. Again, if you know me, you can ask any question. They are all interconnected to the subject of sustainability.
Yep.
And for us as a human, uphold that sustainability in the eyes of the Almighty. Yeah? So dia tak ada macam tak connected. They are all connected.
So,
So it's
tak ada
almost
dah
10 o'clock.
Yes, almost 10 o'clock. Yes, it's already 10
Kalau ada
o'clock.
soalan, if you have question that you either malu nak tanya ataupun terfikir, I mean send it to the facilitator and then forward this to me.
Yes, please.
And I
If you
will
have,
make a point to answer over Teams call or WebEx call. I
thank
always believe
you.
in at least a face-to-face. And yeah, please forward me any question that you may have lingering in your mind, or you realize or you discovered later in the day or in the week.
I think yes. Anyone who have any questions
Okay.
may channel the questions to me, and I can email that question to Dato and for further answer or things like that. Okay. So I think this is the end of our session, and thank you everyone for lending your ears. A special thanks to our honorable keynote speaker, Dato Rozano Saad, for being with us today. And I really hope, and
Okay.
let's hope, okay, that this
Thank
talk
you,
will be
everyone.
our first
I
start
hope. Yeah.
for a great university-industry relationship. Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Yep.
Dato.
Thank you. I was enjoyed, and thank you very much for inviting me. And I hope I've not. I hope I've given you something and not upset anybody.
A great
But
talk,
feel
Dato.
free to contact me should you have further questions. So thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much,
much.
Dato, for a great talk. Assalamualaikum.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.